Hello, welcome. It's Cassie, and today I have a really fun little Halloween fake food for you. The first thing you'll need is a mixing bowl, something disposable that you can just throw away or something you don't care about messing up. And then we're going to use this corncob bedding. I grabbed this on Amazon. I'll have a link to this one in the description if you want to check it out. You can also get it at the pet stores, I believe. So we're making fake ground meat. So I'm going to want to put a good amount in here. I have some little foam trays that look like the meat containers. So you want to put enough that it's going to look like around a half a pound to a pound of meat or a little more. And then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to put some in there. Now I'm going to want quite a bit of this because I want it to really coat and go around all of the bedding. So I'm going to start with that amount. It should be enough, but I can always add more if I need to. Now for the coloring, you can either use food coloring or you can use alcohol ink. Now be careful if you use the food coloring because the red is so bright, and I'll show you in the one that I'm gonna finish up with. I got it too red and so it doesn't look that realistic. So just be careful if you're using that. And then the alcohol ink a lot of times is not quite bright enough. So you could do a mixture of the two or just use the food coloring and go easy on it. So I'm going to just use food coloring. And this is Dollar Tree food coloring. So I'm going to start with 3 drops here and I'll see how that looks. It's hard to tell because the Mod Podge makes it look pink, so it's hard to tell how bright it is, but we'll just have to use our judgment. So just mix it all around until it's all coated. Okay, so this does not seem like it's enough. This is really like pink looking. So I'm going to add some more. I added about 5 more drops. Now when you're mixing this, it doesn't matter if you have some spots that are darker than others. That's actually perfectly fine because when you think of ground meat, it's like darker red in some spots, and then where the fat is, it's kind of like white looking, and some areas are kind of pink. So you don't have to have this all perfectly mixed so it's uniform. Like, it's actually better if you have a little bit of variation in there. So you can see I have some spots that are just white, and that will be perfectly fine. So now you can spread this out on wax paper and let it dry if you want to. I'm just going to put it right into the foam tray, and then I'll show you what to do after it dries. So I got these foam trays. There's 30 in a pack, and I think they were four for $5. So it's like, I think $1.25. And I got these at Smith's. So that might be Fry's or Kroger, wherever you live. And if you can't find these, just save some from your meat, you know, and just wash it out really good. So I'm just going to put this onto my foam tray. And if you wanted, you could make this into like patties instead of just one big mound if you wanted to do like burger patties. And then just spread it out how you like it to look. And then you're just going to let this dry. Now, you absolutely want to let this dry completely before you cover it with the saran wrap that we're going to cover it with next, because this bedding is made to absorb liquids. So if you don't let it dry and you cover it, it's going to get moldy. So see how bright this one is? This is the one that I let dry already. So this is not how bright you want it, but since I had it done, I figured I'll just use this as my example to show you how to finish it up, but this is not the ideal color at all. Okay, so now as you can see, this just comes right off in a whole piece. And like I said, if you put it on wax paper, the same thing. You'll be able to, once it's dry, you can pick it up just in one piece. So I'm gonna glue this onto my foam with some hot glue. Just so that it will stay in place. Okay, so now I'm going to take some plastic wrap and I'm just going to cover it up. Now, if you have shrink wrap, this will work a lot better with shrink wrap because it just pulls tight easily. I couldn't get mine as tight as I wanted, so I'm actually Scotch taping it on the bottom. Just pull it, I'm pulling it really tight and then just Scotch taping it. And then I have these printable meat labels, and I'll put the link to these in the description for you. I have these in my Etsy shop. So I'm just going to cut one of these out. I've printed them on sticker paper. If you don't have sticker paper, you could do it on a shipping label. And if you don't have either one of those things, you could just do it on regular paper and then just tape it or glue it from the back side. And then I'm going to put mine in the top corner because I'm going to do something else at the bottom. So at Dollar Tree, I got these little skeleton hands. These are actually tongs. I didn't even realize that, but these are tongs. They have really long handles. I think I might end up cutting them off because I don't really want the handles on there. So I'll probably have my honey cut them off here so that it's just the hands. And then I'm going to glue them like this. So I'm just going to hot glue those on, just a little bit of hot glue on some of the fingers. And that's all there is to it. Also at Dollar Tree, they had bigger hands. They're actually bigger than a human hand, skeleton hands. So those would be cool to use for this too. I was just afraid it would cover up too much of the meat and I wanted that to be able to show. So I got the smaller ones. But if you don't want to have to cut them off, those were just hands, like you wouldn't have to cut anything. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick little fun Halloween tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video.